What up, Super Fun Force? It's Captain Gamesta, and I'm gonna talk to you guys today about the One Piece card game from Bandai. So it's come out in Japan now, and they've also released an app that's available for mobile devices. So I suggest you guys give it a shot. And you can watch me play here for a little bit. I don't have the sound effects on for it because I'm audio voicing over it, but it does have some pretty cool sound effects, and it's a good tutorial for sure. There's 2 starting modes, and then there's a free battle, and then it looks like they're going to add a 4th mode in eventually, maybe give us the option to change around decks like they do so in Dragon Ball. Alright, so really quickly, let's start off with the fact that I am Luffy, and then we have red here, so my leader is red, which means my deck can only have red cards. The opponent AI is playing Kaido, and Kaido is purple. I looked at my opening hand here, and I decided not to keep it because I have no offensive punch. Since this red Luffy card, or excuse me, this red Luffy deck wants to be aggro, you want a strong start. Much better. I'm looking for a Sanji usually. Zoro. I got a good play here. I misplayed it, but you definitely want a Nami turn 1 and a Sanji turn 2. It's a good start because you can technically use Dawn to bring out Sanji, and then you can take the rested Dawn with both Luffy and Nami, attach it to Sanji, and attack on your second turn. I didn't do that here, but in the future you can. You also can attack on your first turn, which is fine. You can see the Dawn on the bottom left. On the left side is the ready Dawn that you can use, and on the right of it is the rested Dawn. So in this regard, I still kind of boost up. I forgot that Nami had the ability here to transfer rested Dawn. And then once, as you saw, Sanji has 2 Dawn on him, he can attack. So in other words, he gets Rush, as you can see here. So it's not really good after the fact you bring him out the first time, but after you bring him out the first time, it's obviously really good. But anyways, it's still okay because I got Jinbei on curve for turn 3, or excuse me, on turn 2, and that makes it so that I can attack with him and Sanji on the next turn, and then I get like extra buffs. So that's still not a terrible play. You just put a little bit more pressure early on, but at the same time, if you rush in and attack with Sanji on your second turn, well, you know, you might just be giving them a free card. So maybe this is the best play actually after all. So you do Jinbei and then Sanji on the next turn. Alright, well anyways, I'm not going to talk about the entire gameplay commentary here, but what I am going to just say is overall I'm excited. I think the game will be fun. Compared to other anime card games, now that's where I want to get a little bit more in depth. I'm not going to compare this to the more like generic fantasy games like Magic, Flesh and Blood. I'll just start by comparing this to Yu-Gi-Oh! And what I always say with Yu-Gi-Oh! Is like, you know, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a great game for people who are like, have been into it, and I'm not really sure what the appeal of it is. Maybe it's more of like Magic the Gathering anime style because it does get really, really complex. There's a lot of text on cards, a lot of like really ridiculous interactions. And my only problem, the reason why I never liked Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm just not really into the theme, how it's a little bit too, I guess you could say it's a little bit too random for my tastes. But also, I've just seen people play at a competitive level where there's such broken decks and combos that you can like go on the first turn and just go off and just win and do like, you know, 20 different card plays, search your deck 5 times, 10 times, play out everything and just win while your opponent just sits there like unable to interact with you. So, you know, no disrespect to Yu-Gi-Oh! If that's your thing, that's great. You know, I'm just not the biggest fan of Yu-Gi-Oh! At the moment. Now, going back to Pokemon, I did like Pokemon, played that for a bit. Very simple, fun game to get into, but good strategy, good turn-based battling. Surprisingly simple and fun. That's where I would compare this game to. I think this is a step up above Pokemon, and a step below my next card game I'm going to talk about in the anime is Dragon Ball. And the last one I'm going to mention, Dragon Ball is my favorite. It is epic in every way. The cards look fantastic, phenomenal. The gameplay is almost as complicated as Yu-Gi-Oh! But not as much, right? Because you do have interactions, you have a lot of instants you can do for counterplaying and counter negating and stuff like that. So all fantastic. It just takes the battling aspect to the highest level with, you know, outrageous battle powers, you know, powerful attacks, powerful characters. Really captures the theme of Dragon Ball. This game is very similar, of course, both, you know, games coming from Bandai. But like I said, at this point it feels slightly simpler because you don't have a lot of the different kind of cards and card effects that you get from Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball has extra cards and then field cards. One Piece only really has the stage cards, which are kind of like field extras. But right now, in One Piece, you can only counter by playing a card to gain its kind of like combo power, 1000 usually. Where Dragon Ball, you have cards that, you know, all of them can do that, but you have 5000 power, 10,000 power. Most are free, some cost energy, and then those cards can turn into like, you know, battle cards afterwards. You have super combos that allow you to draw cards or get other effects. So all kinds of, again, extra stuff that is just putting more layers and more fun and more decision making and interaction into Dragon Ball. Now, what I will say the most unique aspect of this game that really intrigues me is the Don system, right? So this is kind of like the first time you can take resources. You can use those resources and rest them, and then you can obviously play out your cards. But now you can also use rested Don through other people's effects like Luffy and Nami. Attach the Don and you can activate characters who need Don on them. And then Dawn can also give characters plus 1000 battle power, and when you have Dawn that you don't use, it doesn't just sit there left over. You can also attach it to get more offensive power. Now in Dragon Ball, you know, you want to use that for counterplays and stuff, and I'm sure in this game maybe we'll see that, but if we don't, at least you won't feel like you waste your Dawn, because if you play out all the cards and you have 1 or 2 Dawn left over, you know, you play everything from your hand, you can still use the 1 or 2 Dawn you have left over to power up some of your guys, or you can use that strategically to, you know, be able to attack and win and stuff, or knock out their opposing cards and characters. So I do like that, and I think that's a pretty nice little twist, but it's very simple and straightforward at this time, but it just adds a little bit of extra fun for sure. All right, and lastly, I just want to say the only negative I think about when I play this card game, other than the simplicity, is the trigger system. So the trigger system is somewhat borrowed from Duel Masters. So like if you take a hit from the life, you know, from your HP, whatever, basically if a card has a trigger effect, it gets to be played for free, and it takes its effect, whatever trigger that effect, you know, is. I think that's too RNG, too luck-based, too swingy without any type of interaction or like strategic planning. Dragon Ball has a little bit of cards like that, but Dragon Ball also has life manipulation, so it feels like you could kind of mitigate it and make it more strategic and tactical without being broken, right? So that's the one thing I worry about with One Piece. If One Piece starts giving us ways to stack our life with all these trigger cards, that's like a broken game waiting to happen, and a mechanic just OP for sure. All right, guys. So those are my final thoughts. You know, I will be giving it a shot for sure. Early on when I saw this, I was like, man, it would have been awesome if they kind of like brought it into the Dragon Ball Super card game system and almost maybe like had it an expansion and maybe started to just bring out like other properties into the world of the Dragon Ball Super card game. But, you know, I guess that's a little bit too much wishful thinking. But anyways, you know, One Piece definitely will stand alone, and, you know, there's always going to be a lot of stuff. Like Dragon Ball can have never-ending cards, sets, characters, and everything, and mechanics. So, you know, I'm definitely excited. One Piece is my favorite anime. If I had to choose one of the two, I would pick One Piece over Dragon Ball. But, you know, I'm also a big fan of Dragon Ball. It's one of the first animes that got me into anime, so it'd be up there in my, you know, top 3, if not top, you know, top 2. So I just think Dragon Ball will be the game I'll be supporting more and playing more. But just as a fan of One Piece, I'll be, you know, picking it up and still playing it for fun, guys. So don't forget, please like and subscribe. I'll be bringing you guys TCG game content every Thursday. That's going to include Dragon Ball Super card game. It's going to start to include some One Piece, and then from the anime side. And then on the fantasy side, I do Flesh and Blood and some Magic the Gathering Commander. All right, guys. Well, don't forget, keep your faith, say a prayer, spread that love, be positive, be thankful, and we're coming back at you. Peace.